officers found him unconscious inside the engine's intake cowling.
And that there was a medical emergency on the de-icing pad, and then the police showed up.
Across the tarmac, Nelson used her cell phone to zoom in on the body she saw lying underneath the engine.
As a nurse, I know what it looks like when people are doing compressions. When I looked out the window and I zoomed in, I could see somebody going up and down.
She says first responders did CPR for about 20 minutes.
They put his body into an ambulance, and the ambulance didn't drive away. And I know that if that happens, then they're no longer living.
She flies out of Salt Lake International often.
It's a big airport, and there's a lot of people coming in and out, and I don't know how they don't have more security breaches.
She calls the incident bizarre and said she's sorry for Efinger's family.
Kind of makes you wonder what happened.
This mysterious and bizarre airplane story is perhaps one of the most mysterious and bizarre airplane stories that I have covered on this channel. And that is saying a lot given the fact I have covered a lot of bizarre and mysterious airplane stories. From people going crazy, panicking, saying they saw a ghost demon or an MFer on their plane, to people actually being possessed by a demon, to people stating that they are being harmed by people inside an airplane. Now we have a person passing away under very mysterious circumstances. So that begs the question, what is happening inside these airports and airplanes? These stories really are becoming more and more frequent and more bizarre, that you might as well start really calling me Minutes of Planes. This story here, which happened on Monday, man found dead inside plane engine after breaching security at Salt Lake Airport, oddly is reminiscent to another bizarre airplane story that involved a flight to Miami. A 30-year-old man was found unconscious inside an airplane's engine Monday night at the Salt Lake City International Airport after police say he was able to make his way onto the tarmac. On Tuesday, the Salt Lake City Police Department identified the man as Kyler Efinger of Park City, who had a ticket to board a flight to Denver, Colorado. So he wasn't a stowaway. He wasn't somebody trying to get a free ride by hiding and sneaking aboard an airplane. No, this man actually bought a ticket. The investigation began Monday when a store manager contacted the airport's control center at 9:52 p.m. to report a disturbance involving a passenger on the secured side of the terminal, according to the Salt Lake Police. Details on which store and what the passenger was doing was not made available. But here's where the story gets very strange. Nobody knows what this actual disturbance was. Police said Kyler Efinger was involved in a disturbance inside the airport on the secured side of the terminal. Following the disturbance, officials discovered Kyler Efinger had accessed the airport's ramp area from the emergency exit. Now, as I was reading through the comment section of this article, there was a person that claimed to be a person that was also inside the same airport as this was going down, and they heard that this man was claiming that somebody was trying to end his life, and he was running to security and he was asking for help. They were turning him away, and he ran to the other side of the airport. Oddly enough, this comment was deleted. This comment garnered a lot of replies, so I am hoping somebody somewhere saved a screenshot, because my dumbass unfortunately did not. But yeah, this comment that's now deleted that I cannot find anywhere, this person is claiming that this man Kyler Efinger stated that somebody inside this airport was trying to end his life, and he was acting very frantic and causing a disturbance. I don't know how true that is, but it's very odd that this man who has a ticket to board a flight was hiding inside an engine of an airplane for no apparent reason. Upon crawling and hiding inside this engine for whatever reason, he just passes away. The engine was not turned on, because if the engine was turned on, he would be practically turned into soup. So why was he running and hiding inside a plane's engine? Why was he trying to hide inside this airport? So when I hear in the comment section that this man, Kyler Efinger, was claiming that somebody inside this airport was trying to end his life, I am reminded of another story that happened in Miami on December 30th. They are ending me. Man restrained by passengers with duct tape during panic on flight to Miami. According to sources, the passenger was set to board American Airlines flight 9948 at 10 p.m. Friday from Rio de Janeiro to arrive at Miami International Airport early on Saturday morning, when he was heard screaming for help and saying "they're ending me" in Spanish. Exclusive video shows that this man was held down by an American Airlines crew member and 4 passengers to secure him before security arrived at the scene as he continued to scream for help. He was kicking and screaming, and they had to restrain him with duct tape, and they also put the duct tape over his mouth. Now, what's weird about his story is that there's no video footage that shows what took place prior to him being restrained on the ground. The only video footage that is shown is him being restrained on the ground and in distress. Nobody knows this man's name, no arrests are being made, and the only update on this man is that he was taken to the infamous hospital. The infamous hospital that's never named but always mentioned in every one of my videos, that these people are taken to after they have a panic on their flights and they're never heard from again. And that is that. It is scary how you can be taken away in front of a bunch of people in broad daylight in places like a crowded plane and you're never heard from again. Oddly enough, these stories are starting to come together, as this reminds me of another story, another video that I once created. On November 15th, a woman who still has not been named broke down mid-air on a Southwest Airlines flight claiming she is a victim of trafficking. In front of people on a crowded plane and on camera, as she's being taken away, she's turning to the camera saying, "Help, I'm being trafficked." Nobody says anything. They just watch this woman being snatched away. And that is that.
Trying to put stuff on me. Get off! Get the off! Do not touch. Get off, please! Is there someone that can help provide assistance? I am being trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being... Stop it, you guys. Nope. This is gonna go on TikTok, so I look crazy. But I am being human trafficked. I am being human trafficked. Stop! Leave me alone! Guys! Girls! No! No! If they have your family hostage, don't believe it. They use emotional manipulation. This is not real! No! Leave me alone! I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! Ah!
There are no more updates to this woman. Like I said, we don't even have a name. She also makes a very bizarre reference to MK Ultra. If they have your family hostage, don't believe it. They use it as emotional manipulation. This is not real, which is one of the steps of MK Ultra. They use your family as emotional abuse. So the news and media decided not to pursue it because coincidentally, they claimed that she was just getting her 15 minutes of fame. She was trying to be another Tiffany Gomas. That is the ongoing theme about a lot of these people. They are being labeled as people just trying to get their 15 minutes of fame. But where is the updates? The only person out of all these bizarre plane stories to ever get an update was the woman known as Tiffany G. Some of these people, like Tom Cowling and the Chinese man who claimed to see a stewardess change out her batteries and have never been heard from since, happened before Tiffany G. Yet none of these other people have any updates whatsoever. It's like they no longer exist. So yeah, it's very scary to go onto a plane or an airport. People are trying to kidnap you to possibly put you into a trafficking situation. You're yelling out for help. There's a bunch of people surrounding you. And the only thing people can say is that you're trying to be like another Tiffany G. Oddly enough, it also seems that all these people are flying alone as well. But going back to Kyler Efinger, who is scheduled to fly into the equally bizarre Denver airport, he does have some updates that were presented by his family. Family says Park City man whose life was ended in plane engine struggled with mental health. Kyler Efinger's father stated his son has struggled with mental health for nearly a decade. Judd Efinger stated Kyler was flying to visit a sick grandparent. He wonders if Kyler had a mental health episode. Police said Kyler Efinger was involved in a disturbance inside the airport on the secured side of the terminal. Whether this man was mentally ill or not, this still does not explain a lot of oddities in this story. This man already caused a disturbance inside this airport. He should have already been monitored by security, and yet he was able to breach security, exit through an emergency door, and head to the tarmac, where he proceeded to go into a jet's engine and spontaneously died. Crazy people, no matter how crazy they are, just do not spontaneously perish for no reason. It reminds me of the quote from the movie From Dusk Till Dawn when George Clooney says, "Psychos do not explode when sunlight hits them. I don't care how crazy they are." Now, I'm not saying that this man is a psycho, but it looks like they're trying to play the mental health card. So this incident actually raises more questions. Concerns raised about security at Salt Lake Airport after man climbs into plane engine. How easy is it for unauthorized persons to enter the tarmac of these planes and do whatever they want to these planes undetected? With passengers at the airport who said they were surprised to learn that somebody was able to freely walk onto the tarmac and access the engine in the first place, which is true. I'm highly surprised that something like this can easily happen. It is confirmed that the aircraft involved was an Airbus A22-100. According to Mark Light, a former airplane mechanic, climbing into an engine on that particular aircraft would not have been difficult. Light worked as a licensed airplane mechanic for more than 15 years. He also added that although the tarmac area of airports is heavily regulated and restricted, even for workers, the engines on the A220-100 hang close to the ground, making it relatively easy for someone to access them. So basically, this mechanic worker for airplanes is stating, while it is relatively easy to get into an engine of a plane, he doesn't understand how somebody can just walk right into the tarmac through a emergency door, which is a security door that's heavily regulated and restricted even for workers. So you would think this man who is experienced working in the tarmac would just have stated, Kyler Efinger just pushed open the emergency door he went through and he found his way onto the tarmac. No, that's not what he's saying. What it sounds like he's saying is that these doors are regulated and restricted. More than likely, you need some kind of access code or key card to even access them. So what it sounds like is somebody just can't find themselves onto the tarmac just by opening an emergency door. This story is indeed very bizarre, and I am going to continue following up on it, as it does also remind me a lot of Elisa Lam, the young woman whose body was found in a cistern on top of the Cecil Hotel. But what do you believe happened to Kyler Efinger? Please comment your thoughts below. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.